Buenos dias, estudiantes. Welcome to English American Style. So, interpreters, translators, ESL students, and other students who are trying to work on and enhance your English, welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to talk a little bit, well, not a little bit, we're going to talk about the word creek. C-R-E-E-K. Creek. And creek has a couple of pronunciations that will often depend on where you reside in the country. So interpreters and translators, depending on where you're at, you're going to hear the local pronunciation, I'm sure, if you ever are talking about what a creek actually means. And you'll understand the difference between creek, not the difference, it's just a pronunciation issue, between creek and crick. So some people will call this body of water that moves, that flows sort of down the mountain, maybe through a field. That some people will call it a stream, other people will call it a creek, and some people will call it a crick. Right? It's a small moving body of water, and some people will think of it as a tiny river. A stream, as I just said. So you might hear it used on a farm. You might hear it used in the mountains, right? If I'm out on the farm, I may say the cows are down by the creek getting a drink of water. If I'm up in the mountains, I may say go jump in the creek and take a bath, right? Who knows? So, and it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that if you're in the mountains, it's called creek, and if you're on a farm, it's called crick. It could be either, depending on the way the local people say it. So that's what you're going to be listening for, is the difference in creek or crick. So you'll also hear the word creek when somebody like opens a door really slowly, and you hear that, and the door is has a creek in it, and that's not the same as C-R-E-E-K, creek, such as this small moving body of water. And when somebody says crick, right, if they pronounce it crick, they may also say, "Ooh, I've got a crick in my neck," and what that means is they've got a sore neck. So is the creek that you hear in the attic the same as the creek that's running through the farm? Is the crick that you have in your neck the same as the creek that's running down the mountain? You tell me in the comments below. So make sure that you click like, click subscribe, leave a comment below about crick. In fact, I want to know your pronunciation on where you're at. So let's just say that you're in Florida. I want to know if you say creek or crick. If you're in Texas, I want to know if you say creek or crick. If you're in Utah, I want to know if you say creek or crick. When you're talking about that stream, right, that little small body of water that either flows downhill or runs through like a pasture. So leave that comment below. And then also, if you have a word or a phrase that you're interested in knowing more about, if you want to either understand what it means or the multiple meanings behind it, or if you want its pronunciation, feel free to make those in the comments below, and maybe I'll address them in the future. With that said, class dismissed.